under barn lights, the Midway loves. Kids with cotton candy and sunburned noses. The Ferris wheel spins, slow and tall. You can hear the laughter from the tilt-a-whirl call. Families gathered hand in hand on this patch of Jackson County land. It's barn lights and fair nights, the smell of fresh hay, farm animals lined up, ribbons on display. The rumble of a tractor pull, engines roaring pride. Barn lights and fair nights where memories reside. A boy leads his calf, head held high, dreaming of that blue ribbon prize. The rodeo's wild, the cowboys hold tight, while the dumb old derby crashes into the night. The ice cream melts, but the smiles stay at the heart of a good old county fair day. It's barn lights and fair nights, the smell of fresh hay, echoes of laughter.
Start our goat fair or goat show, and we are actually going to start with our open class, and I'm going to make Hannah announce them. And if you all notice, we have a lot of goats that will be coming in through the side of the arena because goats don't like getting wet. So just give them space if you see them coming back and forth. We really don't want a goat to get too wet because, they might melt. They're so sweet.
Okay, Mabel, it's your time to shine. Ready? Yeah. Good afternoon and welcome to the Jackson County Goat Show. We will be beginning with our open class. Our first class is any other goat breed, whether 2 years or older. There's 1 inch.
Get us started off in our goat show. We had an awesome cattle show this morning. I'm very excited to get to work with some of our goat exhibitors here this afternoon. We're going to start off with the open show and work through some of these classes. I think an awesome single entry to start us off out here. Young man's doing an awesome job with this one in terms of just showing him. But I think as we talk about this weather out here, obviously a bigger frame, heavier weight kind of a goat. I think from the outside, have to appreciate some stoutness at the ground, one that's just able to put together a balanced look from the outside. Let's go ahead and give him a big round of applause.
Congratulations to Ty Castle with the first blue. Now entering the arena is our Pygmy Goat Dope Kid, and there's one entry.
Well, another nice single entry that comes out here. Another showman doing an awesome job all the way around. Obviously, you have a younger one coming out here. I think in terms of being able to check the basics, do the fundamentals that we need to at this stage of the game. Certainly one that's doing that. I think in terms of feet and legs, we're doing good things. Able to put together a proportional, balanced look. Let's go ahead and put our hands together for them.
Congratulations to Noah Brown with the first blue and grand champion. The goat was exhibited by Felix Forstein. Now entering the arena will be our fainting goat yearling doe.
Nice single entry that comes out here, a nice little showman, a very good little duo that's out in the ring right now. Again, as a standalone, I think one that's still doing a lot of good things out here. We're checking off just the proportionality and balance. I think one that matches that when we get this one set into motion. Another nice one if we'd go ahead and congratulate him.
Congratulations to Noah Brown with the first blue. Now entering the arena will be our fainting goat intermediate doe, and there is one entry.
Stu that comes out here in the show ring, and obviously one that's maybe just a little bit more mature than some of the few that we've had out here. I think with that one that comes out, just offers a bit more when you study her through her center body, offers a bit more in terms of some rib shape, some natural dimension, still able to put it together with a good look from the outside. They're both doing an awesome job. Let's go ahead and congratulate them.
We'll select Brandon Reserve Fainting Goat. Congratulations to Felix Forsting with a first blue. We will now be selecting our Brandon Reserve Champion Fainting Goat. Where did they go? They're just gone. Whoa! Can you get it? I can't reach it. Look at you go. Just her little bear thing. Bob!
That came out here, and we'll run them back out for this division. I think obviously some differences just in terms of shapes and sizes, types and kinds coming out here. I think both of them are bringing some neat pieces to the table. We're going to use the young man's out of the second class to be your grand. Young man's out of the first is going to go ahead and be your reserve.
Congratulations to Felix Forsting with the Grand Champion Fainting Goat. The reserve went to Noah Brown. Now entering the arena will be our Meat Goat Junior Dope Kid.
Well, I think another nice one as we continue moving through the show out here. Again, make an awesome little duo. Another nice single entry. I think even as a standalone, a lot of pieces do appreciate out of this one. I think those fundamentals are absolutely here. I think in terms of feet and legs, we're doing good. I think one that comes out with some body, some balance from the outside, doing an awesome job. If you'd go ahead and put your hands together.
Tara, so let me put that. We also have your beef stuff we need you to sign up on. So all at once.
Not a problem.
Congratulations to Emma Clements on a first blue. Now entering the arena will be our Meat Goat Senior Dope Kid.
Little young lady brings us a nice one out here in the ring, all white doe. And again, I think in terms of those big things, as we talk about them as single entries out here, one that comes out offers some natural dimension down her top, out through her hip. I like the stoutness at the ground she comes out with. And I think with all of that is still able to put it together with a good look from the outside. Young lady's doing a great job. Let's go ahead and congratulate them.
Congratulations to Morgan Rosvold with a first blue. Now entering the arena will be our Meat Goat Senior Yearling Doe.
Another nice one that comes out here with us, and two youngins that are doing an awesome job getting this one shown and stuck out here in the ring. I think one that comes out, you have to appreciate just one being a really tall-fronted kind of a female, really attractive about her head and neck, and still comes out here with some body, some foot size. Let's go ahead and put our hands together for them.
Congratulations to Sailor Johnson with a first blue. Now entering the arena will be our Meat Goat Doe that are 2 to 3 years old.
Our young man comes right back out here in the ring. Obviously, when we have multiple animals, kids can be running in and out. So props to him for just coming right back out here, working awfully hard. I think another nice female that comes out, you have to appreciate just the elevation, the extension in terms of her design. She puts together from the outside, still able to manage it in motion. Let's go ahead and give him another big round of applause.
Congratulations to Sailor Johnson and Bobby Streff with a first blue. Now entering the arena will be our Meat Goat Doe, 3 to 5 years old.
Lily's back again for the third class in a row and still doing an awesome job out here with all of his does. I think another one that comes out and the fundamentals are absolutely here. Some stoutness, some body, some balance from the outside. Once again, let's go ahead and put our hands together for him.
Congratulations to Sailor Johnson and on first blue. We will now be selecting our Grand and Reserve champion meet goat. After we select our Grand and Reserve meet goat, we will be selecting our overall open class female.
Meet show coming out here, and I think all of them making their way back out. Some nice goats, some nice females all the way through. We talked about them in their individual classes. I think all of them, in terms of just the functionality, the basics, we're doing some good things. I think we have a champion out here that in terms of just taking some of those basics a step further, I think comes out here and just offers a little bit more in terms of some stoutness, offers just a little bit more in terms of natural dimension, while still being able to put it together with a good look. I think it gets a little tighter as we start breaking them down for reserve. I think there's still another reserve that in terms of just matching up and fitting what our champion kind of represents, I think another one that comes out and just is able to put together a neat look, still be able to get around the ring with a lot of just structural integrity. We'll go ahead and grab that Grand and Reserve. Let's go ahead and give all these exhibitors a big round of applause.
Grand champion meet goat exhibited by Morgan Rosvold. A reserve went to Emma Clements. We will now be selecting our overall open female.
Well, as we bring all of our champions and reserves back out here, I think an awesome little group to get to work through. Again, all of them that make it out, I think are certainly doing some good things. But within each of their divisions out here, I think there's still two that just kind of rise to the top in my mind from their individual classes as we get them back out here throughout divisions and just overall drive. The two young ladies out of our last division are going to go ahead and be your grand in reserve.
Congratulations to Morgan Rosvold on the overall open class champion female. The reserve went to Emma Clemens. We will now be doing our Pee Wee showmanship. Sponsored by MRB Ramp. I said Ramp.
out here, Pee Wee showmanship. Pretty well all of them have made it out here in the ring, helping or showing some of their own goats so far, making it back out here yet again and still giving it their all. A few of them were wanting to show out here for 3-4 hours. We had a few that said maybe that was a bit too long. The goats maybe be over it a little bit, but I think all working awfully hard. They've been out here a good handful of times. We'll get to grab us one champion, Pee Wee Showman. I think all the way around at this stage of the game, awesome to see so many coming out here. You don't always get to see this many youngins at a county fair and a goat show, so I think that's awesome. And I think just getting ring time and ring exposure is what it's all about. And from there, we can keep building on the basics and working on perfecting those. But again, all of them doing a great job. We'll go ahead and grab us a champion Pee Wee Showman. Let's go ahead and give all these guys a big round of applause.
Champion Pee Wee Showman Fallon Blazinski. Congratulations to Emma Clemens, Sailor Johnson, Morgan Roswold, Felix Forsting, and Ty Castle with blue ribbons. We will now be starting our junior fair.
We're gonna give them a minute.
Our Dairy Goat Junior Doe Kid. These goats are under 4 months old.
You're doing a good job.
I just seem to be in the way of a camera. At one point or the other. And
Why do you think that? I said, sure, if you want to be a ring.
I know I'm photogenic and everything, but not
Did you get a
everybody
haircut?
wants it. I did.
I thought it told me that you were wearing the pink. I don't know. No idea. I think they
It was a good choice, evidently, today. It was top of the pile, so that's how we get dressed.
Nothing? Oh, that one doesn't have
No.
voluntold.
I like voluntold things.
She's been voluntold for the rest of her life that she has to be here.
You get good at something and it's yours. Way out of it.
Well, as we continue moving, a nice single entry to start us back up out here. I think a nice duo between the two of them. As we talk about this one out here in the ring, I think in terms of just balance, proportionality, have to appreciate this one. Just being able to piece together and put together a good look from the outside. Let's go ahead and give her a round of applause.
Congratulations to Kendall View with a first blue. Now entering the arena will be our Dairy Goat Senior Yearling Doe. There is one entry.
One that when you study from the outside, have to just appreciate the balance and her ability to still get out and go and manage that balance as you get her set into motion. Everything pieces together in just a very smooth construction. Let's go ahead and give her a hand.
Congratulations to Kendall View with a first blue. We will now be selecting our champion in reserve, Dairy Goat.
They'd have to find a dress that would be willing to do theirs. It's too confusing.
Girlfriend, wild.
I mean,
Well, we bring our two single entries back out here, and I think, again, both of them that we discussed, I think from the outside, a lot of good in them to appreciate, just in terms of balance and proportionality. I think one definitely just has the edge there, just a little bit neater in terms of being a little bit longer bodied, just a little bit more extended. Young ladies out of the second class is going to go ahead and be your champion. The one out of the first class is going to be your reserve.
Congratulations to Kendall View exhibiting this year's Grand and Reserve Champion Dairy Goat. Now entering the arena will be our other goat, whether 2 years and younger.
And coming back out here yet again in the ring. Appreciate her coming out and working hard. But as we talk, this one that comes out here as a single entry, I think another one that in terms of just being built right from the ground up, having the right kind of feet and legs, I think still proportioning out well as we continue working our way up. Everything just fits together and a good look from the outside. If you would, go ahead and give her another round of applause.
To Kendall View, the first blue. Our produce of dam class.
Oh, that was her weather. That was her weather. That wasn't her photo.
Wait. Bob, wait. Bob, wait.
Pause. Oh, that one's got balls. I love this one. This one's pretty.
Are they making their way back out another time? We've talked about both of these guys coming out again. I think big picture, doing all the basics and fundamental things that we need to be doing. Let's go ahead and give them another big round of applause.
Kid.
Coming out here, I think a lot of differences between all three of them that come out here in the ring. I think you can gravitate to some different pieces in each and every one of them. As we talk, this one that starts us off, I think in terms of just having the most unique, intriguing pieces, I think that's the one that comes out here and hits you the hardest. I think in terms of that one's proportionality from the outside, just a tall-fronted kind of a goat that's elevated in terms of his chest floor. I think one that just sends his neck high out of the top side of the shoulder, comes out here and just offers some stoutness, doing some good things. Young ladies that comes out here in second, I think another one that has a lot of good in this one. Basics and fundamentals are absolutely there. Love the stoutness of structure, love the body shape and just natural dimension that guy comes out here with. And as we can continue to the young man's that comes out here next, I think another one that in terms of just piecing together does some good things. I think one that's maybe not quite running with just some of the extra structural integrity, those first two. Three nice ones if you'd go ahead and congratulate all of them.
Congratulations to Morgan Berg with a first blue, Elizabeth Scallett with a second blue, and Rivers Johnson with a first red. Now entering the arena will be our Meat Goat Junior Doe Kid.
I think
Well, excited to keep working through our show out here, and a nice duo between these two, and a lot of just differences amongst the two of them that we can discuss. Young ladies, that starts us off. I think one in terms of having the right kind of foot size and stoutness at the ground stays true as we keep working our way up in terms of just having some turn to her rib, natural dimension down her top. You step off to the side of that one on the profile. I think you just have to appreciate the look that one's able to put together on the side. Really level designed, really elevated in terms of her design. Young ladies, that comes out here in second. We're maybe not just quite as stout structured, maybe not just quite as opened up from the outside, but I think that's one that in terms of having some moderation, still being able to piece things together, doing some good things as well. Let's go ahead and congratulate both of them.
Congratulations to Taylor Loffenberger with a first blue and Julia Berg with a second blue. Now entering the arena will be our Meet Go Senior Go Kid. Kirk. He does custom polishing. Hey, Bryce.
Well, a fun class to get to work through out here, all the way through. I think some nice ones. I think the ones that rise to the top in this class come out here, just offer a little bit more in terms of some stoutness, some body all the way through. And I think as we continue breaking these down up here on the top end of things, I think our class winner is the one that's able to come out here with that added substance, that added power, and put it together with just the neatest look from the outside. Really attractive there through a front 1/3. I think she manages all of that well when you get her set into motion. And again, I think still comes out here and just offers the most in terms of genuine body and just overall dimension. I think the next two that come out here in this lineup, certainly some differences, some trade-offs between the two of them. I went with the young ladies, Red Doe out here in second. I think in terms of just studying that one from the outside, just a little bit neater there in terms of her head and neck, a little bit better there as you study her through the base of her chest. From there back, I just like how smooth constructed she is. We're putting together a neat look from the outside. As we continue to the one that's out in third, I think absolutely an outlier in terms of foot size and stoutness. You absolutely have to love that out of that one. I wish we saw that one just pieced together a little bit neater. I think that's one that's just not as attractive there as you study her through her chest floor. One that maybe isn't just quite as level designed from there back. Certainly some outlier pieces you have to appreciate in that one. As we continue to the young ladies, traditional coming out here next, I would say in terms of checking the boxes of the fundamentals, I think that's one that in terms of being very practical, that's a nice female that's doing all those things. I think as we start getting comparative out here in this class, that's one that's not maybe taking things to the same level, same degree as those first few, but certainly one that just puts together a really complete look out here. And as we talk these next two, I would say a very similar story. I think they're ones that are able to put together a balanced look from the outside. They're able to manage that in motion, or maybe just falling a little bit short of some of just that added power of those up there on the top end. Great class. Let's go ahead and congratulate all of them.
Lindo with a first blue, Julia Berg with a second blue, Morgan Berg with a first red, Morgan Linda with a second red, Elizabeth Scallett with a first white, and Rivers Johnson with a second white. Now entering the arena will be our Meat Goat Junior Yearling Doe. Also, I would like to wish a happy birthday to Neil Campen.
Well, a nice pair that comes out here in this class, and I think another one, especially as we get them off to the profile and see some differences and just trade-offs between the two of them. We ended up going with the one that starts us off, this Black Cape Doe. I think one that in terms of just excelling from the outside and from a balance and a look standpoint, I think she just has the edge there. I think through her front 1/3, just a little bit more attractive, a little bit more feminine, a really level design female from there back. As we talk the young ladies that comes out here in second, I like the added stoutness she has. I like the added body and just bulk and spread. I think at times that one's one that just wants to get a little bit easy there in terms of her top. Wants to just drop her chest down ever so slightly. Two nice ones out here in that one. Let's go ahead and congratulate both of them.
Our first blue, and Elizabeth Scallett with a second blue. Now entering the arena will be our Meat Goat Senior Yearling Doe.
That's a bird goal. Act like you're having fun. You guys can come right up here. Try to be a little more quiet. Jump in front of her, honestly, when you get.
Well, a nice trio of these females that come out here, and I think as we get these guys lined up, another class, it really does come down to what we end up prioritizing, just due to having those differences in terms of types and kinds. You got to gravitate to something and prioritize something. I do still think our class winner is the one that's able to combine just the best of both worlds. I think that's one that puts together just a very proportional look from the outside on the profile. I love her stoutness. I love just her genuine body shape and dimension. We're checking a lot of those boxes and combining them all into one complete package out here. As we discuss the next two that come out, I think kind of take things in different directions. Young ladies that comes out here in second, I love just how loose we are in terms of flexibility and motion. I think that's one that just comes out and hits you hard in terms of stoutness, having some substance to her. Certainly another nice one. Our young ladies that comes out here in third, I think still a really nice female, very functional kind of a female. I like that we're able to put together just a smooth construction, balanced look from the outside. I'd love to see her just use that hip and hind leg a little bit better. But I think three nice ones all the way through. Let's go ahead and congratulate all of them.
Congratulations to Julia Berg with a first blue, second blue to Morgan Berg, and a first red to Elizabeth Scallon. Now entering the arena are meat, goat, does over 24 months to 36 months.
Some more nice females that come out here and getting into some more mature, just older ages, but I think too that still hold themselves together extremely well. And again, I think definitely some differences amongst the two of them. Young ladies, that's going to start us off. I think we just have the edge here in terms of just putting together the smoother, just more complete look from the outside. I think we're able to tack on just some added stoutness, some added power to that as well. A nice class winner out here. Young man's that comes out here in second, I think from the outside, have to appreciate just how long and extended she is about her head and neck. Really attractive there through her front 1/3. I think one that's plenty flexible in motion. Maybe just doesn't offer quite as much in terms of some added body, some added power, but awfully two nice ones. Let's go ahead and congratulate them.
Congratulations to Julia Berg on a first blue and Rivers Johnson with a second blue. Now entering the arena are meat, goat, doe over 36 months to 60 months.
And I think one that's an awesome example of what we're after, regardless of age or stage of game when we're evaluating the females out here in the ring. I think one that's going to be successful when you bring her home and are having some kids. I think one that's still able to come out in the show ring, put together a good look, and ultimately just has the fundamentals and basics we need out here. A really nice one if you'd go ahead and put your hands together.
Congratulations to Elizabeth Scallett with a first blue. Entering the ring now will be our meat, goat, does over 60 months.
Out here, and in terms of just really having some trade-offs, another one, polar opposites, when you start breaking them down out here. The one that starts us off, the black and white doe, I think certainly has some extremes in terms of some stoutness and some foot size. I love that we're just opened up there through her rib cage, and then just one that's really extended about her head and neck and level design from there back. I think that's one you'd love to see just picked up and a bit more elevated in terms of her design to match the length of the body we have out here. But I still think one that certainly has some intriguing pieces. Young ladies, that comes out here in second. I think if you want to talk about the one that you could maybe label just a little bit more on the complete or the safer side of things, I think that's one that comes out here and puts together a great look on the profile. I like that we're a square built, functional kind of a female. Again, I think both of them come out here on opposite ends of the spectrum. Two awfully nice ones. Let's go ahead and congratulate them.
You just want oldest to youngest.
I would say do all the first, like this way, like facing how we have profile.
Congratulations to Alyssa Lindo with a first blue and Morgan Lindo with a second blue. We will now be selecting our champion meet doe.
Well, I think it's been an awesome meet dough show out here, and we'll grab us a grand in reserve out of all of these girls. I think all the way through within all of our classes. Very impressed with them. Again, I think in terms of just doing the big things that we need to be doing as females, I think a lot of them do exactly that. As we talk about ones that are going to be walking out of here as our grand in reserve, I definitely think there's two that just take things to the next level as we step out here in a show ring. I think just a little bit more intriguing, a little bit more unique in the way that they're assembled. I think they're able to do that and have some of those just extra pieces from a look standpoint without sacrificing the basics that we need to be doing. I think the big difference is, I guess, as we study between the two of them, I think there's one that just is assembled a little bit neater from the outside. I think just offers a touch more in terms of just more genuine rib shape. I think our reserve's another awesome one that, again, is doing all the big things you can ask for, still comes out here and puts together an awesome look. We'll grab those two. Let's go ahead and give all of these exhibitors a round of applause.
And this year's champion meat dough. The reserve went to Alyssa Lindo. Goat, dam, and offspring.
Morgan did.
Okay. And then we'll select our overall female.
Yeah. Okay. Like the overall. Basically the jury.
Our overall and reserve dough.
Well, you have these guys coming back out here, and again, I think all the way through, we had some nice females out here through the ring. Young ladies up front are going to go ahead and start us off. I think, again, ones that just come out here, just offer a bit more in terms of some substance, able to still put it together with an awesome look. I think the ones that are coming out here next in our lineup still match up great. I think from the outside, have to like the length of body, really attractive about the head and neck. Let's go ahead and give all these guys a round of applause.
I'll try it later.
We are now entering the arena will be our grand champion dairy goat and meat goat.
I think some nice ones that have all been out here through the ring, and we get them all back out here again. We'll grab us a grand and reserve, and as we break these guys down, I think again there's still a pair that match up in terms of just having some of those extras out here in a show ring, just the extra look, the added balance, and just put it all together into really complete packages. We'll go ahead and grab those two. Let's go ahead and give all four of these a big round of applause.
Brennan owned female. No, not the Brennan owned female. Nope, that is only a market goat.
Congratulations to Taylor Laufenberg with the overall female. Her banner was sponsored by Co-op Credit Union. Congratulations to Alyssa Lindo exhibiting this year's reserve, and her banner was sponsored by Positive Impressions. will be our lightweight A goats. These goats both weigh 68 pounds. Yeah.
Well, I think we've had an awesome goat show so far and excited to keep working through our market show out here. I think an awesome duo to start us off in it, and I think two awfully nice ones, bringing a lot of good things to us out here in the show ring. As we break them down, I think our class winner is one that comes out here a little bit more moderate in terms of his design, and with that, I think we just offer a bit more in terms of some width from top to bottom and front to back. I like that one's just a bit bolder there through his center rib. Just offers a bit more width and shape down that one's top. As we step off to the side, I think one that still puts together a very attractive look. Young ladies, that comes out here in second. I love just how tall fronted that goat is. Incredibly extended and long about that one's head and neck. And we just continue to match that as you study that one from there back. Right kind of extension and length of body. I like the foot size at the ground. Just want to see that one supplied with a little bit more all the way through. A great class. If you'd go ahead and congratulate them.
Bryce Laufenberg and Elizabeth Scallett with a second blue. Range from 61 to 73 pounds.
ones that come out here in this class and another one. I think plenty of trade-offs as we break these guys down. One that starts us off, I think definitely just has the edge, whether you want to talk about them just from a look and a balance standpoint, or just the added substance all the way through. I think we're certainly doing those things extremely well, putting it all into a really complete package out here. I think a similar story, young ladies that comes out here in second, love the look that one has from the outside. Really a tall shouldered, tall fronted kind of a goat, really extended about his head and neck, and I like the extension and length of body from there back. We're maybe not just quite as opened up as that class winner, certainly still another nice one. As we continue the next two, I think our black goat that comes out next from the outside, you have to appreciate the look and the design that one comes out here with. Crazy tall fronted, really attractive about his head and neck, and just love the levelness of design from there back. I think as we get on top of this one, it's one you just want to see pried apart and opened up a little more. See that one supplied with just a little bit more muscle mass all the way through. And as we continue, the young ladies that comes out here next, I think maybe one of the stoutest, just structured ones out here in the class. I wish that just stayed true and matched a little bit better as we work up. See that one a bit more genuine in terms of his body shape, just a little bit fresher in terms of that one's muscularity. Great class out here if you'd put your hands together for them.
Congratulations to Cole Laufenberg on a first blue, Elizabeth second blue, Alyssa Lindo with a first red, and Iceland Roswold with a second red. Now entering the arena will be our medium weight. A goats, these goats range from 76 to 82 pounds.
Really hard. I'm gonna switch those two. I think all the way through some nice ones, and I think as we break them down, I think we have a class winner that comes out here, and in my mind, is just a logical one to start us off with. Again, I think in terms of having the ability to combine the right kind of market basics and fundamentals with the right kind of look, that's certainly one that does exactly that. I like the stoutness. I like the balance out here. I think the young ladies that comes out next certainly just matches up with this class winner nicely. Another one that in terms of stoutness of structure and foot size at the ground, doing some awesome things. I think another one, very proportional in terms of its look from the outside. Maybe not just quite running with some of that added shape up high as our class winner. certainly another just very practical kind of a goat coming out here. As we talk these next two, I think ones that from the outside, you like how tall fronted and elevated they are in terms of their design. Very level design kind of goats. Just want to see those supplied with a bit more in terms of just overall body shape, overall muscle shape. Another great class. If you'd all go ahead and congratulate them.
Congratulations to Morgan Berg on a first blue, Ella Rosvold with a second blue, Hayden Hurst with a first red, and Cashton Hurst with the second red. Entering the ring now is our medium weight B goats. These goats weigh 84 to 85 pounds.
Well, good trio to work through out here. I think as we discuss these two on the top end, again, some trade-offs between the two of them. I think the one that sits out here in second, in terms of maybe just having a little added substance, I think we have the edge there. I think our class winner's one that wins just from some more design and presence pieces. I love that one just in terms of how level designed we are, how we tie that neck high out of the top side of its shoulder, and then just very elevated in terms of his design. I think we're able to manage that well when you get him set into motion. Again, I think we're maybe lacking just some of the added substance and body as the one that comes out here in second. Certainly a nice class winner though. As we talk the one in second, again, if you want to talk stoutness, body, and just overall volume, that's the one that has it. And I love the market basics that one brings out here. I wish we were just able to put them in together in a little more attractive package from the outside. And as we continue, the young man's red weather that comes out next, going back to those that just are doing the big things in the basics, I think that one absolutely is. We're just not coming out here and maybe running with some of the added look or just some of the added power of those first two. A great class to work through again. Let's go ahead and congratulate them.
Congratulations to Clayton Castle with the first blue, Julia Berg with the second blue, and Gage Castle with the first red. Entering the arena now is our heavyweight A class. These goats range from 87 to 92 pounds.
in a bigger play as we're talking about some compositional side of things. I think definitely some differences amongst them as we get out here. I think the class winner comes out, and in terms of being just a little more genuine, in terms of where we're sitting from a muscle shape and just composition standpoint, I think one that's on check there. I think we're still putting it together with just a balanced and a proportional look from the outside, piecing everything together well. Young ladies that comes out in second, I think that one is just looks its best and pulls together the neatest look as you get them set into motion. Really flexible, just structurally sound kind of a goat, runs uphill and just very attractive there through his front 1/3. I think one that's maybe just not quite matching some of that as we break down some composition. Want to see that one just a touch fresher out here, but I think certainly one that in terms of still having some mass, some stoutness, and a good look on the move, a lot to appreciate out of that one. Young ladies that comes out here next, I think certainly from the outside makes the case and gives those first two a run for their money. I think that one puts together the best look from the outside in terms of being the smoothest constructed, levelest design one that comes out and offers plenty of stoutness. I wish we could just see that one opened up more, to see that one a bit more powerful all the way through. Another good one. Let's go ahead and put your hands together for them.
Congratulations to Julia Berg with a first blue, Morgan Berg with a second blue, and Hayden Hurst with a first red. Now entering the arena is our heavyweight B goats. These goats range from 97 to 120 pounds. After the conclusion of this class, we will be selecting our top 5 goats. What's the
The heavyweights out here, some of our big goats, and I think again, composition definitely has a play when we start breaking down this class. The class winner that comes out here, I think not only comes out and is very genuine in terms of some stoutness, some just overall base width and rib shape, but I think one that's truly genuine in terms of just that one's muscularity down his top, out through his hip and leg. I think we're still able to put that together with an awesome look from the outside. As we continue the young ladies out here in second, I think one you have to appreciate for just the bulk and spread this one comes out here and with. I think one that is a little not maybe as quite as fresh as our class winner, one you'd like to maybe just see freshened up a touch, but I think one that truly reads is the bulky one that offers plenty in terms of substance from top to bottom. And as we continue to our black and white goat, I think that's one from the outside. You like just how tall fronted we are. You like just how long bodied and how everything fits together. You just want to see that one opened up and powered up a bit more. Nice class with this trio. Let's go ahead and congratulate them.
Congratulations to Cole Laufenberg on a first blue, Lyric Roswald on a second blue, and Kendall Campen on a first red. We will now be selecting our top 5 goats. If you were a first or second blue in your class, please enter the arena.
I don't even know which one was first, but can I see which one?
Mabel.
each of their respective classes. I think very impressed with the quality that we get to work throughout here. And it's always nice when you get to do a top five, when you have some nice shows and dig a little bit deeper into some of those. I think we have at least the top trio that coming back out here still stand out and are ones that you keep kind of gravitating back to. I think they were ones that definitely stood out within their classes, and then when they're able to still come out here and do it as we get them all lined back up, I think certainly impressive. I think as we kind of talk, our champion that'll be coming out of here, I think one that's just awfully complete all the way through, and yet one that's still just taking some of those basic traits a step further. I love the stoutness. I love the look that one puts together. And then I think just, again, very genuine in terms of the shape that we come out here with. As we talk the reserve, I think another one that fits up really well with our champion, just kind of matches up in terms of positives that you can discuss on them. I think another one that from the outside, you like the balance and proportionality it puts together. And I think we're able to do that without sacrificing any of the body shape and just overall muscle shape that we need to be doing as market animals. And as we touch on the one that comes out here in third, I think another one that if you want to talk about ones that grab your attention from the outside when we're off to the profile, I think this is one that does that. I don't know if we come out here and just hit you quite as hard from just the stoutness and the power standpoint, but I think the third that'll be coming out of here is still another one that just from a look and a presence standpoint you have to gravitate to. We'll go ahead and grab those three, and then we'll continue to go work through a fourth and fifth out here. Let's go ahead and give all of our Market Goat exhibitors a big round of applause.
Market Goat. His banner is sponsored by Birch Creek Family Farm. Congratulations to Cole Offenberg, also exhibiting this year's Reserve Grand Champion. And his banner is sponsored by Northwood Vet Service. Our third overall Market Goat goes to Bryce Offenberg. His banner was sponsored by the Jackson County Goat Project. Julia Berg exhibited this year's fourth overall goat, and her banner was sponsored by Jackson County Farm Bureau. And the fifth overall Market Goat was exhibited by Clayton Castle. His banner was sponsored by Castle Brothers Farm. We now in the arena is all of our bred and owned goats. Receive a plaque The grand champion bred and owned market goat plaque is sponsored by Casper Farms, and the reserve is sponsored by Northwood Vet Service.
Some were just out here in our drive that we held back, but I think it's definitely important to get all these guys some recognition to get out here. I think any of them could tell you it's not an easy thing. Showing goats, raising goats, or honestly probably anything to do with goats. They're quite stubborn creatures, so props to all of these guys. We talked about it in the cattle show earlier. Not that walking any piece of livestock into the show ring and taking care of them at home's easy, but I think it's extra special when you get to bring some of your own that have been there from start and you get to come all the way to the finish line. I think an awesome deal, and honestly shocked at just how many we have coming out here for the bred and owned deal. I think that's absolutely awesome. So props to all of you guys. Let's go ahead and give all these guys a big round of applause.
And reserve bred and owned market goat. We will be going into our showmanship. We will be beginning with senior showman. Yes.
And I think it's always great when you start with the older kids, give those younger ones maybe a chance to just spectate and see how we're doing things. Just have I think a ring full of awesome examples for some of those less experienced, maybe just younger showmen out here to how we do things, I guess. And obviously there's different ways we can come out here in the show ring and show goats. Some of them are out here freestanding, some are putting a leg in them. No right or wrong answer, regardless of what we're doing. I'm all about whatever works best for you, what works best for the animal you're bringing out here in the ring. We just went and talked, and honestly, I told them they're the most minor little things that I told each of them I think we could maybe tweak just to be that much better out here. And I think, again, coming up with those little details, they're very, very minor. But I think in the grand scheme of things, when you have deep showmanship groups, it is those little details that end up separating you at the top end of things out here. Awesome group all the way through. I think we have one showman in terms of just consistency, in terms of just being so smooth in the way we do things. I think just separate themselves out here a bit more. We'll grab us that champion. Let's give all these seniors a big round of applause.
To Alyssa Lindo on being this year's senior showman. Her belt buckle was sponsored by the Jackson County Junior Livestock Sale Committee. Now entering the arena will be our intermediate showmen. These showmen range from 12 to 14 years old.